Do you know who Charlayne Hunter Gault is? Well, on June 11th, 1988, this tall, queenly lady, Charlayne Hunter Gault, with her beautiful southern drawl, delivered a commencement address at the University of Georgia in Athens, UGA. And what a historic moment it was. Since its founding in 1785, the university had never had a black person give a graduation address. How fitting it was that Charlayne Hunter Gault was the first. And in 1961, after a nearly 2-year legal campaign waged by the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund, she and Hamilton Holmes, a future doctor, became UGA's first black students. 2, 4, 6, 8, we don't want to integrate. That's what a group of students chanted outside Charlayne's rooms on the UGA campus one September night in 1961. On another night, a brick and a soda bottle was thrown through her window. Those were times of testing, Hunter Gault told UGA's class of 1988, and yes, a time of triumph, also of pioneer and legal building, of armor building. The hostility and the publicity that surrounded this young newsmaker steeled her resolve to become a journalist. It was a dream sparked by a childhood fascination with the comic strip ace reporter Brenda Starr. Charlayne was even more keen on journalism after working on a newspaper at Henry McNeil Turner High School in Atlanta, Georgia, where she spent most of her youth. Her childhood was filled with people who praised her potential and helped her develop the backbone to aim high and stay proud in the face of enormous propaganda about black inferiority. Chief among her boosters and role models was her maternal grandmother, an intelligent and curious, though an unschooled woman who read 3 newspapers a day. She describes her mother as smart and strong, creative and feminine. Her father was an army chaplain who constantly applauded her first-rate mind and constantly charged her not to let it get dull. He also instilled in her the idea that she was not to be denied. He made this point most forcefully when the family was for a short while living in Alaska, where he was stationed. One day, Charlayne and some white schoolmates went to a club for children of Army officers. Charlayne was refused admission based on the assumption that she was the daughter of an enlisted man. And instead of making it clear that her father was an officer and that she therefore had every right to be in the club, 12-year-old Charlayne shrank away. "You have to let people know who you are," her father declared after he found out about the incident. He said, "You can't let them deny you. If you go or if you don't go, it's your choice, not theirs." So by the time Charlayne graduated from UGA with a bachelor's degree in journalism, she was determined not to be denied a career in her chosen field. And by the time she delivered that commencement address at UGA, Charlayne Hunter Gault had distinguished herself as a print and broadcast journalist. Her journey had included writing for the New Yorker magazine and a 10-year stint as a reporter for the New York Times, serving as the newspaper's Harlem bureau chief for 2 of those years. In 1978, Hunter Gault became a correspondent for the half-hour PBS news program, The McNear-Lehrer Report. 5 years later, she was named national correspondent for the program, which had expanded to the McNear-Lehrer News Hour. Her numerous awards and honors included being the National Association of Black Journalists in 1986. That same year, she received the coveted George Foster Peabody Award for excellence in broadcast journalism for her News Hour series called Apartheid's People. It was about the years of injustice denied to people of color in South Africa. Near the dose of her speech at UGA on that spring day in 1988, Hunter Gault urged the graduates not to shrink from their potential and to make America a more perfect union, a nation where no woman, no man, no child is denied any opportunity solely because of their race, ethnicity, gender, or any other reason. And she ended it with some lines from Gwendolyn Brooks' poem, Paul Robeson. She said, "We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond." In 1997, Charlayne Hunter Gault moved to South Africa, where she carried on her career as a journalist, working as a correspondent for National Public Radio, and then she went on to CNN's Johannesburg Bureau Chief. She's a hero to be remembered. Research her life for yourself. I guarantee you'll be inspired. Like, subscribe, think for yourself. This is a Logic channel.